So let's talk back. Let's go back to our regular business world, right?
Right.
In every business journey, that people we make some mistakes. What's one big mistake you made in your journey?
Uh, I think I learned early on, like everybody's successful, right? Well, I don't say everybody, but there's certain people who are successful and they're doing certain things. Um, but I learned early that just because you're successful in one thing doesn't mean you're successful in everything.
Ah,
I
nice
used to,
point.
I tend to early on, like I relied on certain people that I knew were successful in certain things and trying to get their insight into what I was doing. But then I realized that they didn't have the knowledge base to really guide me in what I was doing, right? Like, so, like, like my uncle, like he was great, he knows real estate. And, I should go to him like, so what, he was like, yeah, he'll give me advice, but I was like, but I don't think he understands it, right? He doesn't understand the depth of this particular idea. He knows real estate and he knows that inside and out, but he doesn't know this. And, so then that's when it was like, you know what? You got to go with your gut. You can ask people, get their insight, but you got to kind of just like, I got it, I take it, you know, I, I digest a little bit, but I got to take it for what it's worth because it doesn't necessarily mean it applies to me. So, so that was one thing I learned early on because I'll give you one business idea that I didn't go through because I just listen to other people. But actually, I know if you ever see the mobile shredding trucks now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had an idea 20 years ago.
What?
20 years ago.
If you'd have pursued that, huh?
Exactly. 20 years ago, man, I was like, man, like this when everything was shredded, but just listening to people, like, yeah, I don't know how you make that happen. So then you tend to doubt yourself, right? You start to doubt the idea. And so I never really went through with it. Just like, but now, like I'm looking around, trucks everywhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Big business.
Yeah,
Big business.
big business. So,
Yeah, that's an important one for people to realize because I see that a lot, especially with a lot of, and I don't want to cast aspersions, but a lot of the younger people, they get online, they go to somebody's Instagram page or their Facebook page, and that they find somebody who has an amazing profile and 3,000 followers or four, and they say they're successful. That doesn't mean they're successful.
sure doesn't.
Don't make that mistake. You have to have a lot more solid foundation than just a good profile or
Exactly.
look good, right? And they might even be successful. But if it's not in your area of success, your business, it might not translate, right?
Sure.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that we can learn from others, and what makes them successful, but not everything is translatable to what you're doing specific. So
Yeah,
you mentioned it. Go with what you know.
exactly.
Take it, take it, extract what you want, but don't just follow blindly. That's a good way to avoid mistakes, I think.